Hello and welcome back everyone to the Leadership Talk series by Coronation 2022. This is your today's host, Toastmaster Nutan from Coronation PR team. As the name itself suggests, Leadership Talk series is all about listening to our leaders. Yes, our District92 leaders. Our district leaders are role models for us and they have a very inspiring journey. Through Coronation, we are featuring our leaders and people will get to learn from their experiences. We bring them on the stage for you to know and learn from their experiences in Toastmasters. What are their views and expectations from the coronation? Are you ready to know our guest? Today's guest is none other than our region advisor, DTM Rajkumar Bansal. For those who don't know who Rajkumar Bansal is, he has been Toastmaster for over 20 years. After getting his first DTM in 2013, he has scaled leadership track and been CGD, PQD, and district director. His purpose and vision is to have Toastmasters clubs in every city of our country. His motto is do more, be more. He is none other than our region advisor, DTM Rajkumar Bansal. Let's start a learning ride from Rajkumar Bansal. Welcome to the series, DTM Rajkumar. It's a privilege to have you with us.
It's my pleasure as well. Thank you so much for that humbling introduction.
Thank you so much. With that, my first question to you is, how did you get introduced to Toastmasters?
Well, this is a very interesting story which I have shared in the past as well. Way back in 2001, I remember I was making a presentation. I was part of quality department. So in a QD meeting, I was making a presentation and it was a disaster because while I stood up on the lectern to speak, other than me, everyone was speaking in the hall and I was tongue-tied. I could not even express myself. And it caused a huge embarrassment to my manager, who came to me after the meeting, said, Rajkumar, why don't you join Toastmasters? And that one sentence was enough for me to scout for Toastmasters. And I was lucky that we were starting a club at Infosys and I joined Toastmasters and never looked back since then.
So we all can understand how managers pressure us to join Toastmasters. Right now, you are serving as region advisor. So what was the motivation behind taking up this role?
Well, as you said in your introduction, that after I finished my DTM, which I would be saying that we were more selfish at that time, or I was more selfish to become a competent speaker and a leader, I said, let's demonstrate these leadership skills and widen the canvas. So when you become area director or division director, the canvas changes from 1 club to 4 clubs to 20 clubs. And then you move to the CGD, PQD and DD roles. The canvas changes, the portfolio changes, and you are able to make a bigger impact as a district director for a district. As region advisors, again, the role is that to canvas widen beyond the district to say, right now I'm responsible for 4 districts, but in an advisory capacity to share, to help them, to facilitate, to resolve areas they would face or they would come challenges with, and help the Toastmasters grow in the country, which is my motto as well. So that was my motivation to become a region advisor.
Everybody be selfish around this path. Let's take all leadership roles. Let's take different paths and all to grow ourselves. So now contest fever is on its peak. So do you have any message for our contestants?
Well, I think the message, they all know it. I will be repeating that same message, but still is prepare, practice and perform. Well, we all know that the preparation about the script as to what you want to say, the message, the more you prepare, the more crystal clear it becomes to you and to the audience. So prepare your message well so that becomes clearer. What you want to communicate should reach the audience in that clearer terms. Practice is because practice makes a person perfect. And therefore, there is no limit to the amount of practice we can do. It could be, world champions say that this is the 500th draft of their speech. So you can imagine that at the highest level, people practice a lot. And the third and most important thing is to perform. A speech, in my view, even though it's a speech and conversation, it's actually a performance, because you demonstrate your gestures, through your words, through your tone, through your message. The words and your body language should be completely in sync. And to me, that is performance and stage. That's my message to all the contestants.
So contestants, practice, perform, prepare, practice, and then perform. Don't come unprepared. That's the only lesson which our DTM Rajkumar Bansal have for our contestants. Moving ahead with your personal life, what are your hobbies and how do you balance between your personal and Toastmasters life?
Well, my hobby is to work with people, make an impact in society. It could be society work, it could be work in the community outside. And Toastmasters is also comes under that as a hobby, because if I'm doing nothing, I'm doing Toastmastering. So my weekends are typically blocked for Toastmasters like today. So that's my hobby. Of course, beyond Toastmasters, I also enjoy doing gardening, reading books, and watching cricket. And of course, something which people don't know, I am a bathroom singer. I sing songs when nobody's listening to me.
So I hope your lately found hobby will be your passion, will become your passion in the future. Let's go to a broader question. What were the challenges that you faced as a leader, and how did you overcome those?
I think leadership, I read an interesting quote. It says, it is not that leaders have not grown. It is that leadership has become tougher now. And I think that is the challenge which all of us increasingly face. There's a lot of difference of opinion. There's a lot of information flowing, contrasting views. And it's not that one is right and one is wrong. Everyone is right in their own right. But there has to be a movement forward. So we have to align people to move ahead. And to me, that is a bigger challenge, to align different thinking, different perspective into one direction to get a common goal. Let's say, take a game of football, right? If the team of 11 players don't focus to a goal post, they will never achieve the objective. If the midfielder or the striker thinks differently, it will not work. So I think the challenge is to align everyone towards a common goal. The other challenge is to ensure that while people say it's a voluntary organization, but it is a responsibility they have taken. So I feel that once you have taken something as a responsibility, shed the tag of being a volunteer, but take the tag of being a professional in the role which you have taken. And that is a challenge which people find, or I find as a leader. And how I overcame is by planning. I think planning is key. If you plan early, some of these challenges becomes easier to handle, because you can tell, I told you in July, and therefore you have no excuses to say, I can't do it now in August or September. So planning is key. And of course, giving people the rope, the empowerment, the freedom to enjoy and flourish. If you give them freedom to enjoy, create an environment for them to make an impact to themselves, I think the results will follow. So that's how I overcame these challenges.
Planning is the basic key to overcome all the challenges and become the leader. Planning is the first step to become a leader. This is what I understood from Rajkumar Bansal's statement. Let's talk about the topic for which we are eagerly waiting to talk to you. Coronation. Have you registered for Coronation 2022?
Well, I haven't got a link to register, so I haven't registered. But I would be keen to register if it doesn't conflict with my current engagements.
Okay. People who have not registered yet, link is in the description. Please go and register yourself for a fun and learning ride. And we hope, Rajkumar Bansal, you will also be registering really soon. Tell us one experience you had in earlier coronations that you will never forget?
Actually, two. Difficult to choose which one is which. The first one is when I had fought an election for Club Road Director and I won. I cannot tell you that feeling of winning an election of the trio at Coronation, which happened in Mysuru. So that is something I will never forget. The second one is when I was giving my incoming district director address, when I had called my parents into the hall. And nobody knew that they are inside the room. So I got my wife, my children, my family, because it's a moment where I want to thank them as also they feel proud, and everyone feels proud in their family.
Yes.
So I believe if you engage and involve family into Toastmasters, it becomes very enjoyable for them and for you. So that is something which is very memorable for me, and I enjoyed quite a bit.
So now we have seen how after becoming district director, he has invited his family to see his first speech. Now let's know about our guest DTM Rajkumar's views about our annual conferences and why does he think it's important for our members to attend this time, Raj?
I think there is no doubt in my mind that we should never miss an opportunity to attend an event like Coronation. There are 1,000 reasons I can give you, but let me see if I can limit to 3 of them. The first one is you will never get a chance to meet so many people in Toastmasters whom you would never probably be able to meet in your lifetime because of the distances, because of not being able to meet them at one place. So that's one of the things which we must remember. And let me amplify this point by saying networking is just not saying, hello, hi, I'm Rajkumar Bansal, but also striking a conversation which you can take it forward beyond the event itself. So that is something which I feel is a great one. And that is where my desire to be a leader was born. When I saw people on stage getting those fabulous awards and recognized, you just somehow feel that I want to be there. And that small desire actually took me to where I am today, right? And I think many of us, our dreams are built by some of these things which we see on TV screens or in the audiences. So that's the first reason. The second reason is about learning. I cannot tell you the amount of learning you have from the people who share their experiences. I can cite so many examples. 2 of them come to my mind. One is our World Championship finalist Aditya Maheshwaran, DTM Aditya Maheshwaran, once shared that giving a speech, preparing a speech like notes of a music, you may know all the notes of a music, but then they have to put in harmony to make it a music. And therefore speech is all about that. You may have the words, you may have the gestures, but if they don't align and make music to the ears of the audience, it's not a good speech. That's a learning I got from an event like Coronation, or it was in Jamboree for that matter, but it was an event of district only. And the other one is one lady who was paralyzed for life because of medical negligence, but she spoke with so much of passion that we all stood up for 10 minutes to applaud her achievements despite being paralyzed. So they inspire us. They really give us so much of food for thought, and it changes our perspective. Once we had called transgender to share with us their challenges in life. So we get so many people to hear. And by the way, Aaron Beverly, who became the world champion, before he became the world champion, he came to our Coronation and he delivered that speech, which actually won him the award. So, so you know, right? These are the advantages of learning at an event like this. And I think the third one is food. Yeah, this amount of you get at the price points. I said to go and check out in the world. We negotiate a bit on the price points with the hotels or whoever is the agency, but the food is fabulous. I loved it. Now, of course, I'm a foodie. That's another thing, but I love the food, and that conversation with the food plate is something amazing as well. So it's an area, it's a time, it's an event for fun, enjoyment, learning, networking, whatnot, at a very, very small nominal price. I don't want to know what is the price of Coronation, but it is going to be worth it.
It's free for this time. So please attend, please register and attend, everyone. So we know what is there for the audience in these kind of annual conferences. You will have networking sessions. You will know about all the leaders. You will get inspiration from the keynote speakers, and there is a fun and learning ride all along the annual conferences, and of course, food. What are your expectations from this year's coronation? This is free. We are planning for so many events and all, but what are your expectations from this year's coronation?
No, I think the expectations are always top-notch, world-class experience for our members. As long as we can give an experience for members to remember for a lifetime, that is the only expectation. Everyone who is working, whether you are giving a speech as a contestant, whether you are an MC, whether you are performing on stage with certain dance, or you are a keynote speaker, or anyone who is doing anything in coronation, just remember one thing: you must give an experience to the audience which they'll remember for a lifetime. And once you have met that, you have met my expectations.
So now we know how he got introduced to Toastmasters by his manager, and now as a region advisor, what is his motivation? His motivation is to open Toastmasters clubs all across the country. His hobbies are reading, bathroom singing, and how he balances between personal and Toastmasters lives. And as a leader, what all challenges did he face and how did he overcome? And a small message for the contestants is prepare, perform, prepare, practice, and then perform. Don't come unprepared. And he is as much as excited as all of us are. If you still have not registered for this exciting Coronation 2022, link is in the description. What are you waiting for? Go and register yourself. With this is your host and host Toastmaster Nutan signing off here. See you next week. Same date, same time, same place. Till then, stay safe, stay hydrated. Bye-bye.
Thank you.